Hello diplomats, welcome to EdviPlav IAS. In this video, we analyze critically about Farm Bills 2020. What you will learn in this video. These are the major important issues which you will learn after watching the video completely. What are the Farm Bills, salient features, advantages, and farmer concerns and the critical analysis of these issues. Let us move. These are the news clippings about this issue. Passing the bills, farmer protests, President assent to the bills. In this context, we are analyzing the farm bills. These are the three farm bills. The names are lengthy, but you can remember based on certain words. Produce, trade and commerce, price assurance, essential commodities. With these words, you can remember these bills. Now, to understand whether these reforms are beneficial for the farmer or not, let us start with the holistic problems of the farmer and in which area these farm bills will fit in there. This diagram will give you an overall idea about the problems of farmer in various stages. Farmer's life is revolving around with these factors. All these factors are very crucial for his life. One is land, irrigation, seeds and quality fertilizers, marketing and capital. And this is a vicious cycle. If it is a poor land, poor irrigation facility and seeds are not of good quality, problems will come. If fertilizers are not good, problem. If market does not give the farmer the right price, again issue. So it will lead to low capital. Once low capital, again it is a vicious cycle and farmer life is surrounded by all these factors in his entire life. So these bills are coming in this area. So market reforms. So farmer can sell his produce anywhere, anytime to anyone. To any person he can sell. So in order to understand the challenges faced by the farmer in the present market conditions, we have to understand these important aspects. These are various developments in India since independence. Essential Commodities Act in 1955, formation of Food Corporation of India in 1965, creating targeted public distribution system in 1997, and passing APMC Model Act 2003. All these are directly or indirectly affecting the prices of the farmer. There are certain limitations in this arrangement. When they were brought into picture, they were brought in with good intentions and they served the purpose of those times. But now with the limitations, it is creating trouble for the farmer. So in order to reform these conditions, the farm bills came into picture. Let us start with salient features of the farm bills. These bills are saying farmers need not to sell in the mandis only. They can sell their produce outside the mandis as well. Traders also can sell their farm produce and whatever they purchased can be sold outside the mandis. And through Essential Commodities Act amendment, bill removed the stock holding caps. There were certain caps on procurement of cereals and pulses, and this bill amendment has removed the cap. So it benefits small and marginal farmers to sell their cereals and pulses anytime, anywhere. And it also encourages intrastate trade and interstate trade. So between states, farm produce can move freely without restrictions. It also says that farmers can come into contract farming agreements with agri-business companies, retailers, exporters. This gives farmers access to modern technology and it will improve the productivity. It gives high prices. It gives assurance to the farmers in the times of need. So these are the salient features of the farm bills combinedly. Now we will see the overall advantages of these bills. So the overall advantages are: one, income wise, it raises the farmers' income and it achieves the goal of doubling farmers' income by 2020. The present government has a goal of making farmers' income double by 2022. It can be realized. And how it can be realized? It's overall, it says government interference in trade now is done away with. It is like 1991 reforms like period for agriculture area. Now farmers have more choices to sell and removed curbs and intrastate pan-India market will be provided to the farmer. It enables private players to invest in infrastructure like warehousing, cold storages, so that back linkages can be improved and value chain can be efficiently work. So because of all these areas, these farm bills were praised as the major reform or 1991 like reforms in agriculture sector. But why there are certain concerns? The concerns are as follows. These are the concerns of the farmer side. Presently, MSP is there, minimum support price. Suppose whenever there is a fall in demand, the prices of farm produce will go very low. In news also we used to see onions, tomatoes at 1 rupee, 2 rupee. This is far below the production price. This MSP will help to procure this produce at a certain price so that farmer will not incur much losses. The bills are not doing away MSP. They are not removing MSP, but farmers are worried about these are the first step to remove MSP completely. But government is assuring that MSP system will be there. It will not be removed. And another issue with farmers is they are fearful that they will become at mercy of private players. Companies will dictate the prices, not the farmers. But the bill purpose is farmers can dictate the price. Wherever the market is there, farmer can go and sell his produce. But farmers are worried about when big companies enter into the agriculture market, they dictate, and farmers will become only pawns in the hands of big private players. Because agri-business and big players, they will get the upper hand in the negotiations. And cartelization of companies may be formed to procure the produce. Only certain big companies form a cartel and they decide what to produce, when to produce, and at what price farmers should sell. So this is another fear in the minds of farmers. And those whose another angle to this criticism is APMC is criticized severely in the last few years. But those who are opposing these farm bills is saying APMC, despite having its flaws, it has certain good things like it records the transactions and it has certain mechanism to redress the grievances. But in this kind of mechanism, no regulation, no data, transactions are also invisible, so lack of reporting. When there is a lack of data from the ground level, policy making becomes complex for the agriculture sector. So this is one another intellectual argument from those who are opposing the farm bills. Let us critically analyze, are these fears are holding true or how far? Let us start with 1955 Essential Act. What is the problem? This is the 1955 Essential Commodities Act. This act was formed to regulate the production and supply and distribution of certain commodities. It controls the spikes in the price of certain essential commodities which are important for the livelihood of the people. Life-saving commodities. So because of this arrangement, consumers will benefit because the grains and horticulture products will come at a lower price. But this was an old law. It has its root in 1943 Defense of India rules. It was formed during the times of World War II, when India was ravaged by the famines. And in 1960s also, India was hit by back-to-back droughts. So that in those times, this kind of act helped in maintaining both production and supply and to the consumers. It managed well from farm to fork. But today, India is one of the largest exporters of rice and wheat. Even in these times, controlling the prices of certain commodities is not a good idea. Even Economic Survey 2020 also recommended that to repeal this act. So in this context, amending essential commodities is in favor of pro-reform. The second part is APMC Act. It is the another act. These bills are dealing with APMC Act as well. There were certain limitations in this act. These bills tried to overcome these limitations. According to APMC Act, farmers are required to sell their produce at the local mandi only. Because of this, monopolistic markets were created. Licensed middlemen were created. These licensed middlemen tried to manipulate the prices. They charge the commission on both sides, both from buyer as well as the seller. Many times these agents are money lender, those who supply seeds and fertilizers to the farmers. So farmers should have taken credit from them before the production, and now when the produce come, they are forced to sell at lower prices to these money lenders, to these middlemen. So that's why these farm bills are saying you need not to sell your produce only at local mandi, you can sell outside as well. And they used to take even fees on interstate trade as well. So farmers were having less choice and distress sale is often the reality. These farm bills are doing away with this, and this is also a positive development when while dealing with the limitations of APMC Act. So comparing with this, what is the take finally? So the intention is to remove the limitations of Essential Commodities Act so that farmer can sell produce anywhere, anytime, and APMC Act limitations are also taken care of. Any law in its spirit is a good one, but when it comes to implementation, certain issues will arise. So these reforms on outlook, these reforms are good for the progress of agriculture. If they are implemented in true spirit, and farmers will benefit out of these reforms. These are the details about the farm bills and analysis. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel @edviplav IAS. We will see in the next video. Thank you once again.